He's Joe Lombardi, the head coach of IUP men's basketball, joining us in the studio along with Jack Benedict. Morning, Coach.
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Jack.
Hey, Coach.
How are you guys doing today?
Oh, we're well.
Fabulous. IUP basketball is about to start. How could we not be?
Well, you said, I heard the weather forecast there. Snow flurries on Saturday morning, so I guess it is basketball season. That's the
Thankfully we play the games indoors.
Absolutely.
Jack, this is your puppy here. Take it away.
All right, Coach Lombardi beginning his 13th year at IUP, and wow, you coming off a nice little performance at Kentucky with Coach Calipari. What I want to know first of all is how the guys grasp this whole thing around it. You know, discounting the game itself, playing before 20,000 at Rupp Arena, and the whole experience. You've been on the D1 level, different places, but how did they grasp all of this?
Jack, I've been at a lot of places, Syracuse and UConn, and actually at Pitt and UConn. I mean, Syracuse had 20-some thousand plus, so that's be the closest thing to compare it to. But Rupp Arena is such a historical place, and that it was even a new experience for me, a new thrill for me, especially being the head coach in that situation. It was wonderful for our players to have that type of turnout, to be on the SEC network, to show out as well as they did, and just leading up to it was great. We scrimmaged Morehead State on a Tuesday, so that we went over to Lexington Wednesday. We practiced at Rupp. Thursday we practiced at their UK's practice facility right on campus there, and then Friday, was at Rupp again. But it was kind of magical, to be honest with you. If you're a basketball player, if you're a coach, to be a part of all that was really special. And we're grateful to Coach Calipari to extend that hospitality to us. He didn't have to do that. Some of the other schools don't want to play as challenging exhibition game as maybe they did. So that he's always been good to Western PA people, including myself. And then the other sideline is to have my son work for him as Dominic, as a graduate assistant a few years ago, and build that relationship that we have now. And then to be able to come back and have Dante on the floor at the same time, I just feel very blessed.
Sure. And Dom's at Morehead State?
Yeah, Dom's at Morehead State.
Yeah. A family reunion.
Yeah, it really was. It was a neat family. It was a early birthday present.
Oh, yeah. Well, that, by the way, is today.
Yeah.
So we won't get into that. Hey, talk about the IRMC Hilton Inn Classic that's coming up. We need sponsors. We need corporate people to help out. There's so many great people in this community. You got a good setup here for basketball fans this weekend.
Yeah, it's terrific, and we appreciate Steve Wolf and Mark Richards for their help with their support over the years for this regional tournament. Okay, if without their help and without the help of the Hilton Garden Inn, we wouldn't be able to have this classic. We wouldn't be able to have these two home games against quality opponents. Concord's picked 5th in the Mountain East Conference preseason, so they have the leading scorer in the country back at 31 points a game. I mean, this guys like Pete Maravich, when you watch him on tape. We're dating ourselves on that one, Jack. Todd, you might have been too young for Pistol Pete.
I'm your age, Coach.
Yeah. Well, you just don't have the dog years I have.
Is that what it is? My sister had the poster.
Yeah. I just had Farrah Fawcett. That was the only poster I had.
I still have mine.
But let's get back on track here. But anyways, the Hilton and the Hilton Garden Inn, both of those are great supporters of us and allow us to have this type of tournament. So we have Concord coming in with the leading scorer. And then we have a Virginia State team that's ranked in the top 20 this year preseason. They beat us last year. They won the region, and we're thankful for them coming back. We're thankful at this point, Jack. We'll see how grateful we are next week. And then we turn around next Wednesday, and we have Greek night, November, our normal game that we have in November to promote cancer awareness. That's on Wednesday night. So, we have a big 5-6 days of basketball with a lot of challenges, and we're anxious to get started.
Yeah, and the fans should be happy, too, because the first 6 games are at home. And I'm happy I don't have to travel, so that's great. Right down the road at the beautiful KCAC. Hey, how do you downplay it a little bit with this team, with all the hype, how you are nationally ranked, picked PSAC West and all that sort of thing. That can get to some people, but you've been through this a lot of times. However, your personnel changes from time to time. So how do you handle that going into a new year?
You got to yell a lot, Jack. You can't get satisfied. You can't feel comfortable. You can't allow the players to feel comfortable or satisfied. I really think we have to maintain an edge, and because human nature takes them to a place where that won't be healthy for us if they don't. Human nature will take them to a place where they're feeling. It's good to get confidence from Morehead State and Kentucky, and we actually had a scrimmage against Ashland prior to that. It was a top 40 team, I think, in the country, one of the best teams in their region, and that could create a comfort zone where you kind of think you have it figured, where the players think they have it figured out, and I got to remind them constantly that they don't. That's my job, so that they continue to work and to get better and understand the urgency of preparation and things like that. So it's good to get the confidence. The one thing is we have a veteran group, and a lot of it was due to injuries that we kind of didn't reach our projected ambitions last year. Okay, so I think they kind of get that aids in keeping them grounded, put it that way.
Yeah, well, keep Kobo and Dante healthy, certainly. But you talked about improvement, and you and I have talked about this before, the latter stages of last year, the improvement of Willem and the way he's come on. And now it appears that he's really kind of hitting a stride of maybe what you anticipated initially.
Well, absolutely. Coach Payne's worked with him a lot, and Willem's dedicated himself. When he came in, he wanted to float to the perimeter a lot, shoot threes, and didn't really have a lot of background in playing around the bucket, even with his size at the prior stops he's been at. And so he just committed himself to with his athleticism and size and skills to get good around the bucket, and he's improved as much as anybody I've had over a 4 to 8 month period. It will translate. His big thing is now it's got to be consistency to translate night in and night out. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to have some big games, but we'd like him to be there consistently. So we're encouraged by that. I think Malik's made a nice improvement, and is focused on the defensive end. That's going to be important for us. And then, we got Greg Bear back, who gives us a lot of intangibles. And he's a good shooter, and he gives us a lot of intangibles that I think are important for championship teams.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other kid, too, that I think the fans are going to love to see is Armani Foster, who missed all of last year. Freshman came in, averaged 28 a game in his senior year from Meadville. And you started him the other day, didn't you? Yeah, we started Armani. I'm not sure that'll be a game in and game out type of thing. He's a backup point guard. He's an off guard. He can score. He does a lot of things well. I think he had cramps in the Kentucky game. Your first game in front of lights into college level after not playing at Meadville High for 2 years can probably be a little overwhelming. So he may have dealt with that a little bit, but we're confident he's going to have a good year. He gives us, whether he starts, whether he goes off the bench, he gives us another good player in the mix, complementary type player. Same thing with Marko Krevicevich, transferred from Duquesne. Marco's going to, it's hard coming in, learning different positions, learning a whole new system. Those guys will get better and be productive as time goes on, as well as Chucky Humphreys, who gives us another athlete to back up Kobo in the forward position. Yeah, Chucky from Aliquippa. When you play for Aliquippa, you're usually pretty good. Todd, you have a question?
I do. Coach, I'm interested in off-season when you get the chance to go to a recruit's home and visit with them. And, the great major programs, they can basically walk in and say, I'm Duke, and I'm Kentucky. You walk in and you've got IUP's basketball reputation built to the point where it's not quite that. You can't say, I'm IUP, therefore you're coming here. But you've got a lot to sell at IUP, don't you, with the facility, with the university, and the education opportunities that are there?
Absolutely, Todd. From day one when I took this job, I knew that as a coach, you want to win games, and I knew that the job and the structure of the job alone would win a lot of games. Okay, and that just means some jobs are built to be successful. This is an easier place to recruit people to than other places that we compete against. So that helps a lot, and it's easier to recruit because of the reputation of the school and the reputation of the program and the facilities and the campus and the town. And there's just so many good things about IUP, and for not only for students and for their parents to fall in love with and to look at it like this would be a great home. It still doesn't overrule the Division I. You can have all that stuff in the lore of the status Division I attracts a lot of kids, but it impacts a lot of good prospects, and I'm just fortunate to be at the place, and even when I was in my travels at St. Francis and St. Bonaventure and different places, I always had my eye on IUP. That if I wanted to get off the treadmill of Division I basketball, it would be a great place to live and coach and raise a family.
Yeah, and I know those guys now, having come this year's crop of new players, mixing in with those who have been here, you'd love for folks to come out to these basketball games coming up and meet them and find out what they're all about and what your team is all about.
Absolutely. I don't know, but I just love the kids that we have in the program. There's a lot of selfless young men in the program. There's a lot of kids with humility, meaning that they care about other people as much as themselves. And I think and there's good student athletes in our program too. And I think it really at this level, the championships are obviously enjoyable and they're fun and they're a goal, but that's not the only goal. The goal is to impact young lives and have the type of people that IUP alumni and the people that live and work in this community be proud to represent.
Yeah, it'd be great to have them become a part of the team and for the town to come out, the whole region to come out and know IUP basketball, Jack.
Well, it's been this is 13th year you start. You started with 6 wins, and now you have 275. So what have you done for me lately? No, Coach, congratulations, and everybody excited about a new season. Really excited about it.
Thanks a lot, and our guys will compete. They'll compete, and they'll be out there, and the win totals sometimes are never enough, or sometimes don't always please everyone. But the effort I know will be there, and we look forward to having people out this weekend. And the Saturday's Pack the House night. It's going to be a blackout. Okay, so we're giving out 400 T-shirts. Through the help of Todd Good Insurance and McDonald's to the students. For the first 400 students, they're black T-shirts, and so if you're coming Saturday, put something black on and let's have a nice atmosphere to play some highly ranked teams.
Yeah, now I know what to wear. Okay, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you, Jack.
See you
Thank
this
you, Todd.
weekend.
Appreciate
Thanks,
being
Coach,
here.
for coming in. We appreciate you.
Coach
It is
Joe Lombardi.
the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.